Hey everyone, my name is Mary and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you're not new here, thank you for actually coming back. And as you can tell from the title of this video, I am stepping way outside of my comfort zone today. I really questioned whether or not I was even going to do this video, but I'm going to do it, hope for the best, and hope that it goes over the way I'm hoping it goes over. But as you can tell from the title, I am going to be reacting to an Amberlynn Reid video. And I wanted to make sure that I talked about my reasoning for doing so before even jumping into this video, because my biggest fear is that it will be misconstrued the wrong way. I'm not a reaction channel. I'm actually just here to chronicle my own weight loss journey. And the biggest concern I have is myself and getting my health under control and losing this weight. But this is not my first weight loss channel. I actually had a channel a few years ago that was called Fat Girl on a Diet. And I've had multiple channels before then, and as we can all tell, I failed, which is why I am still here today trying to lose weight. But my last channel went, I don't want to say if it's viral, but maybe like somewhat viral. I had one video that took off that ended up being covered by Alan Roberts. He did a reaction to my video. I will screenshot the video here, and you can go check out Alan Roberts' channel if you want to see the video I did a couple of years ago. And I also explained this on my very first video on this channel, but I had to take down that channel due to conflicts with work. And basically I was trying to find a job. They were finding my YouTube channel, and I had people trying to hire me and being like, you sound like you have a lot going on. We don't know if you'd be the right employee. It ended up being a thing. So I did delete that channel, which makes me sad because I had so many really supportive followers on there. I had such a great crowd of people, but I was my lowest low mentally and emotionally on that channel. So it was a lot of me crying, commiserating. And honestly, I was so depressed that I was talking a big talk and not walking the walk. And I was basically just sitting there at 400 something pounds and not making any progress. And it took a couple years of therapy to really get it together, which is why I am back now with a much better headspace, a much better mental health, and I am now down 32.6, almost 33 pounds due to the help of GLP-1 medications. So I am here to chronicle my journey to better health, but one of the big things that has stuck with me since that original channel is the amount of people that want my perspective on some of these more popular, I don't know if you want to call them weight loss channels, because they're not necessarily, they're not losing weight, so I don't know if they're considered weight loss channels, but some of the bigger name people like Foodie Beauty and ALR and, I don't know, all the other people that get covered by a lot of these reaction channels. I was never comfortable doing that at the time, but I decided to go ahead and jump in and do an Amberlynn Reid reaction, and I'll tell you why. Amberlynn is someone I have followed for a few years now. And the main reason I have followed her journey is because I have always just really wanted to see her finally do it. You know what I mean? Like I don't watch her religiously. I don't watch every video. I'm not even subscribed to her. But she's one of those people on the internet that every so many months, a couple times a year, I will log in and I will just catch up with her and see what's going on, what kind of changes are going on in her life, what kind of progress is she making. And every year I keep thinking to myself that maybe this is the year that she will get it together, she'll lose the weight. What a great story that she would go from being this, sad story on the internet of the woman who gained weight on her weight loss channel rather than lose weight, and that she would one day turn it all around. And every time I log in and check on her, I'm sad because I don't like to think the worst of people. I am very much kind of like Anne Frank in my thinking that I think most people are genuinely good people, or they want to be good people. We all have our own traumas. We all have our own problems. But deep down, we all want to do our best and be good people. And so it makes me sad to see where she's at. But it also makes me sad because I can see myself in her. And so I want to approach this from the standpoint of someone who is in the larger size and has done a lot of the same struggles that she's had with like food and emotional issues and traumas, maybe not the same level of trauma as she's had by any means. But I wanted to offer the perspective of someone who was larger, So what kind of perspective can I give to Amberlynn Reid's life as a larger person? That's my goal. I don't mean any hate towards Amberlynn. Like I said, at the end of the day, my biggest hope and dream for Amberlynn is that she truly learned to love herself and that she learns to put herself first, make herself the priority, and to realize that her life is worth living and that she needs to fight for it. I want to look in on her channel one day and see that she's lost the weight and that she's completely transformed her life. So I don't mean any hate by this. I'm just literally just offering my perspective as a person who's also in a larger body. So anyways, with all of those disclaimers out of the way, let's get to the video. And I just picked her last upload. I mean, I don't follow her channel, so I literally just picked the last upload.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video on Wednesday weigh-in. I'm sure you guys were not expecting that because I said I was going to take a break from YouTube. I did take some time to reflect, and I literally just had my live stream like an hour ago. And with their opinions mixed with mine, which I was already thinking this, I think what's best for me in this moment is to continue making content. Plans obviously.
Is anybody really surprised that she's not taking a break? I know over the years she said this a few times and she never really takes a break. And I think it's because she can't. I mean, this is her job. So I don't think she can take a break, even though sometimes I think that not being on YouTube would probably be the best thing in the world for her. But that's just my opinion.
It can shift as circumstances and feelings change. So I'm not going to promise anything. I'm not going to promise the schedule I've done for 6 weeks. It's what I like. It's what I've been enjoying. I have genuinely loved the schedule so much. And I know so many of you also have as well. So thank you for that. But I'm here now and I'm present. And here's weigh-in number 6, you guys. So let's get straight into the 5 questions.
I have not been following her in a while, so I don't even know what weight loss program is she doing now. Because I think she's like me and she's probably tried like everything. So which round are we on? Okay. All right, so 5 questions. How fast can cellulitis happen? Let's see.
How fast can cellulitis happen? So by the time you come in contact with whatever gives you cellulitis versus when it spreads, it could take anywhere from a couple hours to a couple days. I've had times like recently where it just took overnight, and there's been times in the past where it literally took 5 days. So
this is fact. I've had cellulitis many, many times, and larger people are more prone to catching cellulitis. I'm not a doctor. There's probably 1.5 million reasons why that's the case, but she is 100% correct. I got cellulitis within a couple of hours one time because I was mowing the grass and I had a pair of capris on. And so one of the grass like blades or whatever sliced the side of my leg. I didn't even notice it. And then a couple hours later, I was like, oh my God. And it turns out, yeah, it's because you shouldn't mow your grass unless you have long pants on, apparently.
Really just depends on the situation, but sometimes it could spread extremely rapidly, really quickly. And that's why I make sure to get it handled fast. How many times have you ate inside of a restaurant in the last month? Twice. I went to a Mexican restaurant with my mom and my stepdad about 3 weeks ago. And then I went to a Chinese restaurant with my mom and my friend over a week ago, I'd say. I don't really eat much inside of restaurants. Like if I'm ever eating out, it's usually just like a lame meal from Bingo. That's why
I get that though, because isn't she single right now? Pretty sure she's still single. And it's not fun to eat out by yourself. I'm single and my dad's passed away. And so unless I'm with like my sister or a friend, I don't like eating in a restaurant because it's just uncomfortable to eat in. Just socially, it's uncomfortable. So
why I never really cared about making my goals about eating out of my home, more so about the delivery to my home, because that's where I have an issue. But I'm telling you, the food at Bingo kind of sucks. When were you diagnosed with lymphedema and lipedema? So in 2022, I went to a specialist. So that's when I was diagnosed. It was a very embarrassing process. I had to literally take off my clothing. The specialist.
that's a doctor though. Why is that so embarrassing? Look, after going through ovarian cancer and having multiple people look up your hoo-hoo, getting naked in front of the doctor is the least of my concerns. I'm just saying.
List was all up in my legs, teaching me how to do the massages and teaching my girlfriend at the time, which was Feline, teaching her how to do the massages if she ever wanted to do them. And it was just very embarrassing. A lot of poking, a lot of prodding. And I'm telling you, it hurt. Like the lymph massages that you have to do to like move the fluid through your body. She was like, you're going to hurt the next day, even after this one massage. Yeah, I didn't believe her.
That is true. So I have lymphedema also. So mine was actually caused from ovarian cancer, and probably, let's be real, a little bit by obesity as well. But mine was mostly caused from ovarian cancer. Those manual lymphatic massages, they hurt because they're getting way deep into the tissue, way deep in there. But I'm actually really surprised because my doctor taught me how to do self massages. Like I massage my own legs and stuff. So that makes me wonder if at her size she's not able to reach everything to I don't know. But also I have a machine that I use, and I'm wondering if Amberlynn was given the option of a machine. See, I don't follow her channel enough to know, but I have something called an Entree Plus machine, and before that I had a Flexitouch. And it's basically, it looks like a giant Michelin Man suit, and it mimics the massage from your doctor. Nothing is as good as the massage from your doctor, by the way, if you have lymphedema, but the machine keeps it at a manageable level for me. I wonder why her doctor maybe didn't recommend that. Maybe I missed that conversation. I don't know. Amberlynn, if you come to watch this video, ask your doctor about an Entree Plus or Flexitouch. You get in it for an hour a day and it's life-changing.
And oh my God, I hurt bad. Yeah, it's an easy diagnosis when it's like super obvious, especially to a specialist. So I saw the specialist a couple times and I learned a lot of things, a lot of tips, a lot of tricks, a lot of things to help with it because it's not curable. This is something I'll have for the rest of my life. Is it true what Beck said when they said you lied about your past what I ate today videos? So since I've been on YouTube, which I've been on YouTube for 11, 12 years now, I've done hundreds of what I ate today videos. And every single time I go into a what I ate today video, it is never to deceive anyone.
I don't know that I buy that because I think that you want to put your best foot forward on social media. And if she's on a weight loss journey and has ate something that she knows she's not supposed to eat, which, by the way, good food, bad food is all a bunch of crock. But anyway, if she's eating something she knows she's not supposed to eat, I guarantee you she probably hid that. Maybe she doesn't have exact examples because I mean it's day-to-day life, but I think she probably, because I did on my early I guarantee you I did on my early YouTube videos. I showed you guys the nice plate. I wasn't going to show you the fact that I had a cookie.
Whether it's an off-track video, whether it's an on-track video, whether it's a look at what I ate from takeout, whether it's look at the fruits and vegetables I ate, whether it's look at the candy, it doesn't even matter. My intent in that video is to film what I'm eating that day. Back in 2019, when my binge eating was really, really bad, I would binge eat constantly. So this was 6 years ago, but I remember there being 2 times after I did a what I ate today video where the video was already edited, scheduled, because I like to do that the day of, where I did end up binging. And since the
So is she saying she binged and recorded it? I'm a little confused. Is that what she's saying?
Video was already finished and scheduled and edited, it made it easier for me not to open up about that. A lot of the times, binges are not planned. So afterwards, when it happens, you feel a lot.
Binges are not planned. That's why they're binges. They just happen at the spur of a moment. And for me, as I'm also a binge eater, for me, it's usually tied to some kind of an emotion. So I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm super depressed, something happened, and it'll just come on. And I'm coming better at recognizing it, but 100%, they are not planned. They just happen.
A lot of remorse, guilt, shame, and you hide these episodes and feelings from the people in your life. I would do it all the time because it's hard to even process yourself.
Truth, because when I was in probably like maybe my mid to late 20s, when my binge eating disorder was at its worst, I would actually like hide the wrappers or go out and repurchase it. So like if my mom and dad were out or something and I binged and I ate an entire bag of chips or an entire box of donuts or whatever, I would get in my car and go and replace it really fast so that mom and dad didn't know I did it. And a lot of times they didn't even realize that I binged their food because I would take the trash out and replace it.
So doing it publicly was even worse.
When I'm filming what I ate today videos, I'm honest in those and I'm not trying to deceive anyone. I'm truly trying to show you what I ate that day. If something like that was to happen now, I would be more on top of like letting you guys know. But something like that hasn't happened in years and years and years, 6 years, like I said. So I don't see it happening anytime soon. Do you like?
I'm also not a big fan of what I ate in a day videos. And the reason why is because usually when you're watching those on YouTube or even the TikTok ones and you're following somebody who says they're trying to lose weight, typically they're going to show you a good day. You're not going to be like, I'm on a weight loss journey. Let me show you that I had McDonald's for breakfast and Arby's for lunch and a giant chocolate. They're not going to show you that because they know that no one's going to want to watch your weight loss journey for eating junk all day. So I feel like when people are recording that, they're purposely recording and eating in that day the best food they can possibly put in their mouth so that the people watching have the best opinion of them. But the problem is that you can't have one good day and then follow that up with 2, 3, 4 bad days and then be like, look, I ate great. I don't know why I didn't lose weight. Well, because did you eat that way every day? You know what I mean?
Like being on GLP-1s? Yes, genuinely I do. Being on Ozempic and then the compounded semaglutide, it genuinely made me feel so much better. Like, yes, the side effects suck, but like I was losing weight. I wasn't constantly thinking about food.
But the side effects don't have to suck. So I've been on medication since November. I was on Ozempic and then I've been on Mounjaro now for 6 weeks. I'm going to give you guys a secret. You want to know the best way to control your side effects? Quit eating crap. I'm being 100% now. There are some others like the constipation. Some of that stuff comes with medication, but a lot of the nausea and the vomiting and the diarrhea and or like stomach pains, because you can go either way. For me, I've had both diarrhea and constipation because it's a wild ride over here. But the thing that changed the nausea and all the stuff that came along with that was cutting out certain things. If you're eating greasy, fat, heavy carb stuff, you're going to get sick to your stomach because your body takes longer to digest the food. If you change the way you're eating and you eat healthier choices, I don't even have to take Zofran at this point because I've just learned that if I have a piece of pizza, I'm going to puke. If I don't have the piece of pizza, I don't even get nauseous. So I wonder if she was still ordering her DoorDash and all that stuff and then being like, I don't know why I don't feel good, because you have to make a change. GLP-1 medications are not the easy way out like people think they are. You have to make a change in what you're eating. Otherwise, the side effects are going to be multiplied by like a million, at least in my experience. There may be other people with different experiences. In my experience, the side effects went away when I made the actual change in what I'm eating.
Food. I hate food. Like, I get it. I'm fat, but like 50% of the time, it's like I hate food. The other 50% of the time, I love food. Like, I'm just like a walking contradiction. But during those moments where I hate food because I feel like it controls me, GLP-1s take away that control. And
they 100% do. The food noise is gone. It's like magic.
It just feels amazing. I'm actually interested in going on a GLP-1 again. Yes, I am. I'm going to be looking into it. And I will definitely keep you guys updated in my weigh-in videos. I am a bit nervous about the gallbladder stuff because taking GLP-1.
Okay, I'm going to go back to that. But okay, so in my experience, and everyone is different because I was on Ozempic and I'm on Mounjaro now. The side effects for Mounjaro, for me personally, have been tremendously different. I don't really have any side effects on Mounjaro other than constipation. Ozempic tore me up. So I don't know. I think she was on compounded semaglutide. Is that what she said earlier? Highly recommend you look into tirzepatide, which is basically Mounjaro. And I think the weight loss version of Mounjaro is called Zepbound, if I remember correctly. So highly recommend. Also, gallbladder problems can happen just from having massive weight loss. Gallbladder problems can also happen from eating crappy food.
Ones can increase gallbladder, pancreas issues.
Mhm.
And the first time I ever took Ozempic, that's the reason why I stopped it. So it's always this weird thing in the back of my head. But this time I want to.
But here's the question I have, and I'm sorry I keep stopping, but here's the question I have, and again, I don't think Amberlynn Reid's going to ever watch my video, but if she does, here's the way that I look at it, because I had concerns too when I first started medication, but here's what I would boil down to at 43 years old, okay? If I don't lose the weight, I won't make it to 50. If I take the medication and I lose the weight, oh darn, I might have to go through a gallbladder surgery, or I might grow 3 heads and get cancer 20 years from now. But I would get an extra 10 or 15 years. So, you know what I mean? Like, you have to weigh the pros and cons.
My lab's done, and I want them to check my gallbladder first. If they don't feel like that has to happen, then okay, good. Which risk is more severe? Which risk is more dire? Me staying this size and dying young, or me having a gallbladder attack? GLP-1s are amazing for people like me, people who genuinely cannot seem to get it under control, and who will have a shorter life if they don't get it under control.
Which is exactly why I took the risk, and why so many other people have as well. And a lot of people naysay, and they like I said earlier, they like to say GLP-1s are the easy way out. But for someone who has struggled for so long and so hard, and for me, I reached my 40s and my whole health just started falling apart. It's like, do you take the risk or do you just die? Like, you're going to die either way. You might as well take the risk, because if the risk works, I could buy a few more years back. So you have to weigh the risks and the benefits.
Most medicines are like that. There is so many risks and risks and risks, but they're made because they outweigh the risks. How they're going to help an individual outweighs the side effects that could happen. So let's get into the goals that I had last week. First one was drink 3 waters a day, and I succeeded in that. Drinking water has just become like second nature to me. And my second goal,
I hope so, because a lot of people make fun of people with the water goals, but I also do not like water. This is my beloved Stanley here. And Stanley, he's a reliable guy. Me and Stanley are friends now because I've learned to put flavor packets in Mr. Stanley here, but I hate water. So for some people, they're like, that's a dumb goal. Look, I used to drink pop all day long. So for me to drink a few Stanleys with, Crystal Light in them is actually a goal for me, because I cannot stand water. So there you go. No judgment there, Amber. I get it.
goal was to beat the feeling of defeat and do not give up. And I did that.
So while I was filming this, I forgot to say what my goal is for this coming week. That is literally just focusing more on if I want to go on another GLP-1, to do more research and figure that all out.
So let's talk about how my week went.
Okay.
So my
That's a fair goal, but I think that's a fair goal. Check out, again, I'm talking to her like she's watching my video. If anybody knows her, like, poke at her. Look up the GLP-1 community on YouTube. And there's some on TikTok as well. I highly recommend 2 podcasts. One is called the Plus SideZ, which I will link below, and the other one is called DOWNSIZED. And both of them have been fabulous because they both have real medical professionals on. They have doctors, people from the medical community that get on and talk about the risks and the benefits and how the medications work, and just really good scientific information. So if you want really good information, like, make a playlist of several of those episodes. And that really cemented my decision to give Mounjaro a try, because after some of the issues I had with Ozempic, I was just going to stop GLP-1s altogether. And then listening to the experiences people had with tirzepatide, that's what prompted me. And let me tell you, I'm down almost 33 pounds. I'm down 32.6 pounds. I feel amazing. And yeah, just check those out. Really good information.
My cellulitis is actually improved, so I'm not as swollen,
Good.
so that's a plus already. I was eating kind of like shit, but I was staying below my calories, and because of that, I did lose weight. it doesn't matter what I eat, as long as I stay in that like calorie deficiency. Like I could literally eat 2,000 calories in ice cream and still lose weight, but it doesn't matter what I was eating.
She's not wrong. When you're as big as we are, yeah.
I was just under my calories. So it showed up on the scale for sure. But I will say that every single day I wanted to give up and I'm exhausted. I'm so freaking exhausted fighting with myself. So I want to switch things up. And if that is me taking another weight loss injection, then that's me taking another weight loss injection. I'm going to try to.
And I really hope that for her sake that she does give it another try. And here's the thing, I'm not like touting weight loss medication as the best thing in the world. It's been life changing for me. And I think it's a personal decision because there are some people who can calorie count. There are some people who can join Weight Watchers. There are some people who can, I don't know, do the XYZ diet and it works for them. You have to find what works for you. I think that for when you reach a certain size, for people of both my size and Amberlynn is a little bit larger than me, but I mean 450 pounds. Okay, let's be real. Um, I think that there reaches a point in time where you need the help. You need the help because it's so much weight to lose and it's such a large, overwhelming number that unless you are consistently losing, it's very easy to become discouraged. I'm a loser. I'm never going to lose the weight. Like your mental health, when you're as big as we are and you're trying to lose weight, you already have a lot of mental struggles because I don't think anybody can be as large and not have some kind of mental struggle, eating disorder, whatever. And then to see yourself fail on diets so many times, your mental health just takes one heck of a beating. And so I think that the support of a GLP-1 medication or something that would help her, I think would be a great idea and might be what really gives her the push that she needs to succeed.
Figure that out privately and I will keep you guys updated. So as for the weigh-in, last week I was 521.6 and this week I was 514.2. So yes, I am down 7.4 pounds. And normally I would feel proud. Anyone would feel proud. And Amberlynn Reid would be on here saying, wow, I'm so proud of myself. But I'm not. I know my pattern.
I get where she's coming from, but you have to acknowledge the small successes because, again, if you allow yourself to feel defeated every week, it's not going to motivate you to keep going. But I get it because I got to be real. The first 10 or 15 pounds I lost on Ozempic, I didn't feel like I was doing much. And then when I got past that, I started feeling a little more confident.
I know my cycle. I know how I am. I will lose the 7 pounds and then I will gain them right back.
But don't gain them right back. I'm being serious. Fight for it. Don't feel defeated. That defeat is what's going to fester in your mind and make you reach for that piece of chocolate, the candy bar, the cookie, whatever. That is going to trigger the binge eating, emotional eating. So you have to learn to keep it in check. Celebrate that 7 pounds like it is the best darn thing you've ever done, because the moment you let your mind go there, you're going to lose it. Not guaranteed, but for me, it's that feeling of defeat. You got to fight the feeling of defeat. You got to fight it.
To break the pattern, I need to break the cycle. I can't keep being proud of myself for loving myself for a minute and then proceed to hate myself for days. I can't treat my body.
And that is the biggest thing that I see with her. And I don't know her personally, but over the years, as I've checked in on her, that is the thing that I see. And this is why I said at the very beginning, my biggest dream for Amberlynn is that one day she will learn to love herself. That's my dream for her. One day learn to look at the mirror and be like, you know what? I like me. I'm proud of me. I love me. And because I love me, I'm going to fight to have the best life I can have. And that has been the hardest thing because I'm not even all the way there yet. Obviously, I've got a lot of stuff I got to work through too. But when I look at her, that's the thing that I wish she could see. And I don't think the internet helps because she's had so much drama online. She's got a lot of haters and trolls. And there are entire Amberlynn hate channels out there. And I'm like, but show them that you're not that way. Like, learn to love yourself so that other people can also love you. And that's my biggest dream for her.
Be good for a minute and then treat it like trash for days. I need to break the cycle. And I've reached a point where I'm like genuinely scared. I'm genuinely scared I'm not going to. Like, I should be proud. I should be so proud that I lost those 7 pounds, but I'm not, because this has been my life. Okay. Yeah, of course.
Does anyone know if she's doing therapy currently? Because I know she was considering or thinking or doing or something like that. Does anybody know if she's doing therapy? Because also, I don't think you can go through weight loss and not have the help of a therapist. You know what I mean? Because it's an emotional thing. Does anybody know if she's doing therapy? Just curious.
Of course I can lose 7 pounds. I can lose 14 in 1 week. I've done it multiple times, but I gain it back. That's what I do. I lose the weight and then gain it back. I lose the weight and then gain back more. I lose the weight and then gain back more times 2. And it's just, I'm exhausted, I'm defeated, and I'm ready to choose my risk, because either way, there's going to be a risk.
I get that. And for her sake, I hope that she does take another risk, because what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose?
But anyways, I hope that you guys did enjoy this weigh-in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
So that was the latest Amberlynn Reid video. And as I said at the very beginning of this whole process here, I have no hate towards Amberlynn. And every time I've checked in with her over the years, I genuinely check in with the idea that maybe this is when she's made the change. And, you know, she's running into what I ran into in my late 30s, early 40s, which is your health starts to catch up with you. And she is still early enough in life where she has the opportunity to nip some of this before it gets there. You know, I've hit the point where I've got the high blood pressure, high cholesterol, early stage congestive heart failure. I had ovarian cancer. I've got lymphedema. Like, I've got arthritis starting. I've got all these issues. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, you have time to stop this before you get there. So is it scary to go on a GLP-1? Yes. Is it scary to go to therapy? Yes. Is it scary to make? Absolutely. Because the other thing is that there's safety in knowing what you know, right? And I had to work with a therapist on being scared of not being in a large body, because I have been in a large body my entire life, pretty much. So there's a lot to work through, but she is still young enough to stop things before they get there. I, unfortunately, have done permanent damage to my body. Even if I make it to my goal weight, I have permanent damage to my body. I have things that they will improve with weight loss, but I have permanent problems now, and heart damage and everything else. So, you know, unfortunately, I've screwed up too long, and she still has time to fix it before she gets there. So I really do hope that she talks to her doctor and considers something. If GLP-1s are not her answer, then something, and really try. I even think that if she could take the time and afford to, doing something like even an inpatient facility just to get the process going would be worthwhile. If I had the money and I didn't have to go to a job and pay the bills, I probably would have considered it, which I know people are like, oh my God, but yeah, I absolutely would have considered it, because at this point, as my dad would say, you shit or get off the pot, because the health problems are coming. You got to stop before you get there. All right, that is my 2 cents. And as I said, this is not a reaction channel. If there are certain things you want me to react to from the perspective of not a hate channel, no thank you, but from the perspective of a larger person in a larger body, let me know. I'm happy to offer my opinion, but the main purpose of this channel is to document my own health and wellness and weight loss journey. So that is the main thing. On Wednesday, I post weigh-in updates for Wednesday weigh-in, and then usually once a week I have some kind of full-length video that I do for everybody. But my goal is to document me losing weight and hopefully getting down to my goal weight, which is 199. I just want to get under 200 pounds. I'm 32.6 pounds in. So if you want to follow my weight loss journey, be sure to subscribe. Otherwise, like, comment, share, all the things. And I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.